Hi, everyone. It's Alan Schimmel, and we're back here on TechStrong TV in beautiful Napa Valley at the JFrog swampUP event, continuing our day 2 coverage. There's a little bit of a break going on. You can't see, but out there, people are eating ice cream and peanuts and potato chips. It's a little mid-afternoon break, but we're still here because we've got a lot more to bring you. Let me introduce you to our next guest. If you've been watching TechStrong TV over the years and any of our coverage of JFrog, you already know him. But I'm going to pronounce his name right for the first time because it seems my pronunciation is a little old-fashioned. So let me introduce you to Yoav Landman.
Perfect. Hey, Alan. Nice to meet you.
Yoav, it's good to see you. Yoav, of course, is a co-founder, one of the co-founders and CTO here at JFrog. Yoav, a pleasure. How are you, Nick?
Likewise. Busy. Lots of announcements this swampUP. Probably
few.
the most
There were a
busy
few.
swampUP that we have
Yes.
had. Lots of good feedback from customers and also some suggestions. So
And that feedback's
that's the goal, actually.
You know what they say, the feedback from this year's swampUP will be in
The
the
next-
products for the
hopefully
next
even,
swampUP.
faster.
Or before. With AI, we have to. So, Yoav, we were talking, before we got on. We have had a lot of people give us a piecemeal, a piece here, a piece there, a piece there. I'm going to ask you, pull it all together for us, right? Give us a overview of all of these great announcements, all this great innovation that was announced here at swampUP.
Okay, so I'll try to give the full umbrella of announcements that we made. So we started with JFrog Fly, and Fly is our own disruption of the platform for a new agentic repository based on Artifactory, and that comes with a new user experience for managing software releases. So that was our first announcement. Then we went over to UpTrust, and UpTrust is the way to control your software supply chain based on 3 major concepts. First one is application that gives you ownership assignment for every release, every artifact in the JFrog platform. The second one is signed evidence, and we announced partnership with many leading industry vendors, such as GitHub, such as Sonar, such as ServiceNow, to integrate their evidence into the JFrog platform to accompany the releases. And finally, it's policies that allow you to use the information within the JFrog platform, use evidence in order to assign rules for the progression of your artifacts, of your releases, all the way towards production. So this is UpTrust. It's a unified package that includes all these 3 main features: ownership, evidence, and policies. So that was another announcement. We also had a deep dive to our integration around evidence with GitHub to take the salsa provenance of GitHub workflow builds and put them alongside artifacts in the JFrog platform as evidence, which is, when you come to think about it, it's the logical thing because it makes sure that the evidence itself is bound to the artifact and you can never get out of sync. And it's also the fact that Artifactory is the entity that is exposed to your production. So that's one thing where we did a deep dive of UpTrust. And the other thing is we announced on stage an integration with ServiceNow around UpTrust as a whole, and we show the synergy between applications that many of our customers are already managing in ServiceNow, and how change requests in ServiceNow are going to be reflected as evidence in JFrog, and vice versa, how you can move between the platforms. So that was also part of the big announcement of UpTrust.
Yes.
Then, so it's a mouthful. Then we moved to a new announcement, which is around machine learning and AI. This is AI Catalog.
Yes.
And AI Catalogs allows you to have governance over models that are packages, but also models that are SaaS, like Anthropic and OpenAI and so on. Under a single platform, you have a catalog where you can find the latest versions of the models and the metadata about them, like their security status, their licensing, and other metrics that have to do with the model health. And then, similar to what we have in curation, we elevated the same features for machine learning, so you can allow different teams to use different type of models. For instance, you may allow a research team to use DeepSeek, but you never want to see that in a production-facing release. And part of that, when it comes to SaaS models, is also being a gateway between you and the SaaS model. So if you, for instance, if you're using OpenAI, you will use it through the JFrog platform, and that allows you to have governance also over these type of models. So this is the gist about AI catalog. And then we went into a bunch of security-related announcements. I think I can mention two highlights there. The first one is the support for IDE extensions.
Yes.
And basically, it's a combination of Artifactory acting as a proxy for your VS Code extensions. So we start with VS Code. We will extend it to other IDEs. And curation, allowing you to control the extensions that your developers are able to install on their endpoints. And this is one of the most dangerous and overlooked risks that developers are currently facing, because you basically install a software from the internet that everyone knows that it's wrong, but for some reason with the IDE plugins, it's assumed to be safe. It's not, and we demonstrated a social engineering hack that tempted developers.
We read about them. We hear about it every other week, whether it's a Docker container or from a repo or a component.
Yeah. So now you can apply this protection by pointing at JFrog as your single source of record for your IDE plugins too. And another security-related announcement that we made is around agentic remediation. And what we've done there, so with modesty, we have one of the best research teams in the world at JFrog, the security research team. And our security advisories are very accurate to a degree that you can, if you find a 0 day when you scan the code, the advisory that JFrog gives you is one that if you take this advisory as a junior developer, it really tells you what the problem is. It gives you an example of how to fix it, and it goes into details of what exactly need to be changed in your code. And what we figured is that we can just give it to the LLM, and we can prompt the LLM with the research data of JFrog, and the LLM will remediate the vulnerability or the 0 day that the JFrog scanners found. We started with the integration with the Copilot, with the GitHub Copilot. It's part of the VS Code integration, but we will extend it. And the user experience is you write your code, JFrog is scanning your code continuously. It finds issues, and it's taking the research data of the JFrog team to prompt the LLM and apply immediate suggestions of how to fix that, and you just have to accept it and merge the changes. So that's I think that's the last big announcement.
I don't think we did. Did we do Fly?
Started
Fly with Fly,
yeah.
right? Okay, I got a little confused. An ambitious lineup.
Yeah.
For one swampUP.
Yeah, very ambitious, and a team that works relentlessly on bringing trust to our users.
The theme around all of it, Yoav, excuse me.
You're okay.
Yoav, the theme around all of this is really the transcendence of AI, and how we're seeing this just totally upend the normal flow of progress of IT, of software development, of the software development life cycle. in security, in DevOps, in platform engineering, in everything. It's if you're not adopting this to, as Shlomi said on the stage, if you're not adopting this, get out of the room. Get out of the room. Another important kind of theme here, though, was no one company can do this alone. Right? JFrog's a great company. You got a great research team. You got great developers. But we're talking about just upending entire
Yeah.
ecosystems in a blink of an eye almost. And so you need partners like a ServiceNow and an NVIDIA and Sonar and some of the other ones that we've spoken about.
Definitely.
How is it working? Because now you're not just working as one team. You've got to work at the pace and in coordination with other engineering teams.
Yeah.
How does that affect the pace of what you're doing at JFrog?
So first of all, like you said, we are in an ecosystem, but I think we are in an ecosystem of platforms today.
Yes.
There may be a few platforms in each domain, but still it's an ecosystem of platforms. That also makes the integration points, once you figure out the integration points, they are becoming very natural. So what we find out, first of all, we have great partners with us. You mentioned ServiceNow and GitHub and so on. But once you found out the logical integration points, it's very easy to get the teams together and create sort of a V team that works together and creates the first level of the integration and then carries on to polish it. So it's actually surprisingly maybe, but works exceptionally well once you have the clearance of how things are working together. Now, another thing that you mentioned is the impact of AI. So AI already made a huge change in how we code. It's completely different now. Nobody even is surprised by that. Maybe the next surprising thing, but this is also a reality today, is that you have coding agents living alongside the human developers. But I think that the main gap is around, so coding is kind of solved. It will change a lot, I assume also, but it's already happened. But I think where we still see friction is around software delivery, because what's happening is that releases are being created in a much faster pace than ever. So it's really a non-stop release train that is happening, and you cannot stop to think about irrelevant problems such as how do I version my release and what is the compatibility meaning compared to the previous release. It's just an ongoing flow of releases. With frameworks like Uptrust, you will gate the quality of the release so that you can trust. It doesn't matter if it was an AI agent that created the release or a human or a combination of both. You have the gating, you have the governance to make sure that your release is ready to be deployed in production and to be promoted across the different policy gates. But at the end of the day, you need a new way to identify your releases. You need a new way to pinpoint them and scale them up and roll back and identify issues with existing releases. And this is part of the change that we introduced with Fly, with agentic releases. Well,
I think between Fly and with AI Catalog, that's one of the sort of unwritten or underlying things is that versioning is going to change.
Version you will need a version because at the end of the day you need to
for the same
pin
reason
down.
others do,
But it doesn't need to be something that you take note of or remember, and it cannot be. And I think the trust is still not there to work in a full semantic way with the releases, but it will get there. It will.
It's going to take
I'm
time
sure it
because
will get.
trust is a trailing indicator, never a leading indicator. You know what I mean? You got to earn it. Trust
You gotta earn it, yeah. But I think it will also play out like that because of agent-to-agent communication.
Yeah.
So the negotiation of what kind of capabilities you have it cannot be bound to a specific version. It doesn't make sense anymore. So
No.
it will be negotiated based on
Between
semantic
intelligent
conversation
agents.
between agents.
And speaking of that, we actually had Jonathan on about the
Yeah.
MPC server. He did a lot of great work on that.
Yeah.
Made sure to tell us. So very proud of him.
Yeah, Jonathan started the MCP server of JFrog as a local MCP server, as a pet project.
Yep.
And then we kind of upped the game and did a fully remote server,
Yes.
which is more difficult to do. But as a company, it allows you to have better control over security, and also you don't have to request clients to update their MCP installation on their local machine.
But it's a what's the word? A reference. It's an indication, a reflection. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a reflection of our times that before January, no one knew. We didn't have MPC servers. Here we are, September, MPC. Here we are in September, and it is the standard. You must have it. You can't do without it.
Yeah, I think it's a kind of common thing that we're seeing today, that things are changing on a
Right. You know,
sometimes
today it's
water-
radically new. Tomorrow, it's old hat.
Yeah, well, MCP has a lot ahead of it. Like there are a lot of proposal of improving the standard and adding
Yeah.
stronger authentication and stronger identity and so on.
Well, I think there's also the A2A thing. And
There's the A2A thing, which we can argue whether these standards are
well, but
competing or
that, the
complementary.
thing about A2A is now that's part of Linux, I believe, Foundation.
Yeah,
It's got
it's
some
part
big
of
names
it, yeah.
behind it.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I mean, this is all going to play out. The issue is for people like you and I, Yoav, who've seen this. You know, we've seen these games, we've seen these plays before. Never at this velocity. That's the key thing. The velocity here, the time crunch.
Yeah, it's a
Incredible.
warp. Yeah.
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 No
I
doubt.
agree.
What could we look? So next year in New York,
Yeah.
God willing, I'll be there. It's my home.
September 1st.
We will be there. What you want to give us an early preview or too early?
I think it's too early, especially we just wrapped up saying
We're
that
just-
things are changing so quickly.
Exactly, yeah.
So betting on next year is hard. I think you will see, first of all, you will see, there are some things that I can say that you will definitely see, like a lot of improvements on what we are bringing to market today with Uptrust. We have a few more things at our sleeve, and also with Fly. I think we will see a more intention-based way to do DevOps.
Yeah.
Almost vibe opsing, if you want.
Yeah, Vibe Ops.
So,
Okay, well
almost.
Dev Vibe Ops. Because you got to have the dev and the ops with something in the middle.
No, but in seriously, it's going to be much more intention-based with a higher degree of trust. So I think
But
that's
this is, you know, I remember when HTML came out. All of a sudden, I was a coder. I was never a coder. But HTML I could do. Then, yeah, HTML 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, CSS, JScript, you know, all these things came on. All of a sudden, I wasn't a coder no more. I think we're going to see a similar kind of thing. Everyone could be a developer with vibe coding. Everyone with AI will develop something if they need. But there will be the tools that the pros use, right? That vibe coding refined, vibe coding squared, or whatever you want to call it, where it'll be for professional developers. And that's, you know, developers aren't going away. They're not going to be replaced. They're just going to be empowered with this.
I agree with you. I think we will have humans mainly for just expressing intention and providing feedback loops.
There's that. I'll tell you what else, and I've written about this before. You'll need humans for the creative spark. AI is very good at when you say, I want to do this. I want you to do this for me. I want you to create that for me. But it doesn't create the ideas.
Of course.
The human brain still creates the idea. It's that spark of humanity that I think will always be.
The human is the guide. The human is the guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but the reason I asked you about next year is because I didn't think you would know what's going to be next year. Otherwise, why you should retire? If you already know what's going to be next year, retire. But I would like to have you back on in July, maybe next year. We'll talk about swampUP September 1st.
With pleasure.
All right. Yoav Landman, CTO co-founder, helping wrap up our day 2 coverage. But we're not done. We still have a few more, so stay tuned. This is Alan Schimmel for TechStrong TV. We'll be right back.